So, welcome to a new student interview. Today I'm joined by Filippa, who made it all the way to Dubai. I promise I did not flew her out or anything. She was just here for a vacation,
Yes.
right? But we thought it would be ideal to then link up and then do the student interview because we've talked about doing it for a while. So welcome to this video. And Filippa, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Today, nothing is really planned. We just want to have a little chit chat about you starting your business and the things that you've learned from it. When you started out and what you've learned and where you are now.
Yes.
Is that okay?
It's perfect.
That's good. So Filippa, when did you stumble upon us and when did you decide to take the step in or take the first step towards your business?
So I probably have seen you a lot of times on Instagram, but without being too alert about it. So I saw one of your ads and I just followed you and saw a lot of your videos, and I just think I resonated a lot with the things that you said in the videos, and what I really liked about it was that you didn't frame it as easy starting your own business, and that's what I really liked. And then I chose to watch the video, and then I booked in a call, and then I really enjoyed it, and then I decided to join.
Yep, I appreciate it. And what were you doing before you took the step?
So I was having just a regular 9-to-5 job. I was selling subscriptions, like a phone sales person. Just working a regular 9-to-5, and I didn't really like it, and I didn't really feel joy from doing it, and I felt like my time was used better doing something that I actually enjoyed. So and I knew that I always wanted to do something for myself, and I decided to quit my job about 1.5 months after joining Short Form Society, and then it just scaled from there, and it was a very good decision.
That's nice. And you mentioned that you saw a few ads before taking the step, and you mentioned that you always wanted to start their business.
Yeah.
Can you remember from a young age, when did you had that feeling that you wanted to do something else?
I think a long time ago. I don't think I was that old actually, but I looked at my mom and dad and saw what they did, and not to be anything about it, but respectful, but that was not what I wanted to do. And I knew that I always wanted to travel and being able to work at the same time, and then just do whatever I want to do and do something that I actually enjoy doing and feel like I'm good at doing also. And helping other people is what I really like. So I think I've always wanted to run my own business, probably since I was 12 years old. I think that was what I wanted. And then I saw your ads, and compared to other people I've seen, I resonated the most with what you did and what you mentioned in your videos. So,
And we appreciate that. That's cool. And then you joined, and then 1.5 months later, you quit your job. And how is it looking now? I remember you joined back in October 2023. Now we're in early March here 2024, and how's the situation looking now?
It's looking good.
Yeah.
Since I quit my job, it has definitely just gone up and been better. So it's looking very good now. I quit my job because I wanted to go all in, because I felt like that was what was really going to put me on the spot.
Yeah.
And just not having anything to rely on, because I knew if I kept my job, I would still have an income, but I would have less hours in the day to do what I actually wanted to do. So I was actually looking forward to coming home and doing the boring work, if you could say so, because I didn't like the other job at all. So I quit, and putting myself on the spot, if you could say so, was what I think helped me the most, and what made me scale the fastest, if you could say so.
Yeah. 100%. I completely agree. I did the exact same thing when I started out. It's so good to just burn the boats and then have no plan B, give yourself a time frame, and then just go for it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. So now, what would a normal day look for you now that you don't have a 9-to-5, you have your own business, and I know you have a few clients as well. So what would a normal day look like for you? So
when I'm just home and working, a normal day would probably waking up early. I like to be up very early. So wake up at 5, go to the gym, and then I get back. I have my morning routine, and then I do all of that, and then I get to work work, have some work blocks, have client calls, maybe some other calls, and then weekly calls, and then just a night routine, and then do the exact same.
That sounds like a very productive day. Very productive day.
Not always like
Not
that.
Always like that, but hey.
Sometimes,
on the schedule, on the calendar, that's how
it looks,
I like that. Did you go to the gym like at 5 a.m. in the morning when you also work day 9 to 5?
Yeah, I did, because I didn't have time other times of the day, so I knew I needed to do that, but I've always enjoyed it, so I just kept on doing it. Sometimes I push it to 6, but but I still go.
But hey, you still go, and that's good. And I think it's cool that you had these good habits from before the business. But is there anything that you've like learned outside of just like business related stuff from running your business?
Yeah, I think so a lot. And the thing that have helped me the most, and what I really enjoy doing actually, is creating, also as you also mentioned a lot of times, creating the person that you want to be and then start acting like it. Because I actually think it's quite fun to do, because you are putting yourself in the shoes of the person that you want to be, and you have to start acting like the person in order to become the person. So that's what I've really learned, and that was something that I haven't ever thought about before, and it's something that I actually really enjoy doing, just creating the person and then reminding myself every day, this is how you need to act, but not in like a unprofessional way, but like you have to build the habits of the person that you want to be. Very
true. And I think I use that a lot myself as well, like, because it's just it's such a simple question, right? Like if you're in a situation or a problem, or you need to do something or make a decision, and it's just like, what would this version of Frederick that I want to become, what would he do? How would he react? And then you try and go and do it. Of course, you cannot do it at all times because you're not there yet. But like with that in mind, I think it's very, very good. I think it was cool that you mentioned before, like in the ads, I usually tell people that it's not easy to start a business. Like it's actually hard. Can you like walk me through your journey from like October up until now? Maybe like a time frame. Of course, you quit your job like 1.5 months in, but like when did you get that first client, and then the second client, and then how is it looking now?
So I think I worked really, really hard in the months after I joined. And of course I still do, but I think I was really, also when quitting my job, I knew that I had to put in the work, because there was no one else that was going to be there for me and pay me if I didn't do anything. So I did a lot of work without seeing any results, but I knew that if I saw other people could do it, I knew that I could do it myself. So I just kept on doing what you guys told me to do, or what you told us to put in our daily schedule in order to become successful. Of course, you can't promise anything, but I just implemented the things that I knew would move me closer to my goals. So I just kept on doing it for a couple months, and then in January I signed my first clients. I think I signed 3 clients in just 1 or 2 weeks. So just all the work just made sense, and I could see results from it. But of course, like I wasn't seeing results from the outreaches I did last week. I knew it was from the work that I've put in the last months.
That's sick. That's very good. And I know that you still have these clients to this day, right? Yeah, exactly.
I do.
But can you like take me back to the months of like maybe November and December, where it was just like a lot of work, but not really any results, right?
Yeah. So it was definitely hard. It was really, really hard, because you just really wanted to be able to see results from the work that you put in, because it's not fun doing the work. It's really not. It's really boring. But again, I just found something about it that I enjoyed doing, and I enjoyed getting replies. And I knew that in order for me to get replies, I knew that I would have to send some messages as well. So I just found something about it that I was not looking forward to, but something that I actually enjoyed doing. And then I just kept on doing it. And I just shifted my mind off, because I knew that me sitting and being negative about it wasn't going to help me. So I just kind of shift my mind off, and then I just kept on doing it, because I knew that that was going to be the thing that would move me closer to where I wanted to be.
That's some good advice. Like the fact that you knew exactly that this was what I needed to do in order to get from A to B. But do you have like a tip or anything that you can like share with people that whenever things are uncomfortable, or when things are getting tough, or they're boring and you don't see any results from it, like how do you keep going?
Oh, it's definitely hard. It's not because I do it every day or back then. I really think that what helped me the most was burning the boats, if you could say so, because I knew that there was nothing else that was gonna pay me or get me money other than doing the boring work. So I know it's boring, and I know that you would want to quit 1,000 times, but like it's very simple tip, but just keep on going, because when it's uncomfortable, you know it's the right thing that you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good tip, like just keep on going, boring, because it is so simple, right? Like you know exactly what you need to do. Like you said, like you found some joy in like getting replies, because then it was something new. You could turn the conversation around, do your thing, and then end up in a meeting and then a client, of course.
Yeah.
But in order to get replies, you have to do like outreach, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And do these things. So I think it's a good tip. Like you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Like
a boring tip, but that's really what's gonna work.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Exactly. And what kind of changed for you in January, like when you got your first, not just one client, but not two, but like 3 clients in a week? Like, how did that like shift your business and maybe also your mindset?
It's a hard question, because I feel like it was so surreal to see that the work that you've put in actually was people paying you online to do work for you, or work for them. So I feel like the thing that change was just I got more motivated, of course, because you get that feeling of people it's actually working, and you don't really feel like it's working when you spend hours a day sending outreaches and not getting any meetings or any replies at all. It's really, really tough, but when you first get that one client or that meeting, you know that it's gonna work, and it's just a matter of time and how much volume you put in.
Yeah, it's
gonna give you results.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and I think that was also what you mentioned in the beginning, was that like you knew that other people had done this.
Yeah.
For example, you knew that I've done it. You've seen maybe like 100 other people sign their first paying client, but the real shift happens when it like happens to yourself, right? Because I can tell you all of the things in the world, and you can see all of the other results and all other people. Like when it clicks and you can like see, damn, someone just paid me, right? And they're actually happy to pay me, and the service that I bring them, they're actually happy about it.
Yeah.
That's the real shift. You know? Like that's when things really change. And I think it's a good way that you reacted to it, by like motivating you to do more.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people would be like, I finally made it, right? Now I can just like chill a bit more. I have like clients paying me.
Yeah.
Life is good, you know. But then the circle just loops back around. So I think that's a good tip.
I feel like when you first get the conviction, you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
And it's just there because you know it's possible.
Yep.
So you just want to keep going. I think I heard a quote like, if you go to sleep with like a win, or if you sleep on a win, you will wake up with a loss or something. Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know if it was the right way that I said it, but yeah, I feel like that was quite a good one, because you can't like be happy about a client paying you and then not doing any work, because you're not going to sign any more clients if you just sleep on your win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I very much agree. Yeah. But the conviction is very true. Like when you've seen it and you've done it, then if you could do 3 clients in 1 week, you can probably do 10 clients more within the next 6 months, for example. And then you can just do the math, and then you're probably at your goal. And that is the cool thing about business as well. That's cool. I think like we're pretty proud of you, obviously, because you've like been one of the students that just like went in, did the job, did the dirty work. We told you exactly what to do, and you just did it. And then now you're here, and that's amazing. You know, like, do you have any tips for maybe people starting out, or people wanting to like take that first step? Like, what are some of the things that you remember back then when you took the first step that like helped you to like push through?
Yeah, so it took me a lot to start, and I was really, because it was such an uncomfortable situation, and I haven't been in something like this before at all, so it was really something new for me. But if I could tell people in my own shoes back then what to do, I would probably just, again, really boring tip, but just do it.
Yeah.
And then just, because I know it's uncomfortable, but not doing it will not change your situation. So the worst thing that can happen is you learn something. Yeah. And you only fail if you stop. So if you just keep on going, you cannot fail, you'll only learn something. So I feel like that was probably what I would have told myself 5 or 6 months ago, but I feel like it will always be uncomfortable. It would always be. So just do it and try it out.
That's when you jump.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. And I know that, I don't know if you have a lot of like entrepreneurial friends or people in the space, but like how did your family and friends like react to that decision?
Yeah. I don't have any like friends in this that does the same. So my family definitely reacted like it was a new thing. So they didn't know what I was going into and they were very confused. And I don't think they still to this day really understand what I do, but I mean, I just tried to explain it the simplest way possible, and people will most likely not understand it, and they will not understand what you do and see why you do it as well, because the first couple months you will not see results, and they will think that they were right back then when they told you not to do it, but just again, it's really hard. Just do it alone, I wouldn't say, but you know what's the best decision, and just surround yourself with people that does the same or wants the same in life, and it's going to be good. Yeah,
I agree. Like they don't understand it, simple as that, but I think mine is very supportive, and I think yours is too. And that's like the main thing. They don't have to understand it, but as long as they just support it, then it's cool.
Exactly.
And I know from your social media that you've also like started sharing a bit more about like the things you do. Can you tell me about like how was that feeling? Like it's one thing to like take the step and tell your family, but like to like tell everyone else around you and your friends and the people that you grew up with and people that you work with, and like, hey, I'm doing this thing now. Like, how's that been?
It was definitely uncomfortable. It is, I would say, probably one of the most uncomfortable things I've done so far in this journey, because I think I did it 2 months after joining. I think I did it in December. I put out a like post on Facebook saying, hey everybody, I started this. And then of course I got some messages, but it was like, oh, this is so nice, congratulations, blah blah blah, but people didn't really understand what it was. So I feel like just do it, because you're going to put yourself in a situation where you cannot lose, because you have so many people watching you. And my old like bosses and school friends and stuff like that were watching, and I knew that it was going to be so uncomfortable if I didn't make it. So I knew I just had to succeed. And I still think about the post to this date. I still go in and look at it, because I knew it got some views. So I want to make those people not proud, but I want to show them that it was possible, the thing I put out on Facebook back in December.
Exactly. And even though like it sounds like a small thing, right? But it really isn't, because like everyone you know. And also because after just 2 months you don't really like fully comprehend and understand it yourself, the fact that you're now a business owner and what you're doing, and like how this opportunity could like go the very right or very wrong, right?
Exactly.
But so I think it's perfect that you put it out there, because I did the exact same thing, and it was like, I think mine got shared 400 times on Facebook, which is a lot, right? And like people came up to my mom and she was like, oh, Frederick is a business owner now, and I was just like, hey, I just watched the video course, and I've been 3 weeks into my business, and I still don't know what I'm doing. But hey, I'm a business owner. So I think it's really good that you did it. And I think we've also talked a lot about like becoming the person that you want to be. And I think that is also a huge step in that direction, like telling people, I want to be a business owner, and then actually putting it out there everywhere.
Exactly.
And I think that's cool. And what is the exact person that you want to be, Filippa? Like how does she look like maybe in like, let's say a year from now? What are the goals with like your agency and your day-to-day life and just like the things that you're doing?
So, it's a tough question, but definitely just I really would want to like move out of Denmark. Of course, it's everyone wants to do that, but I want to move out and surround myself with people that actually enjoy doing the same as I do. And then I think my day-to-day life right now it's kind of boring, because it's just work. But I would like to just keep doing the things that I do now, of course, scale it a lot, and also like give back to the people that have supported me and still do, because that was also some of the reasons why I started, was because I want to give back to my family. So I really want to be I could say abundant person of myself, but really I wouldn't say so much different, but a person that has more and is more and just enjoys life a lot because she lives the life that she has always wanted to do.
Yep.
And also to make myself proud, that is the number one thing, of course.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's literally the best goals that you can have, right? Like a goal that is depending on others, so like giving back to people. Then a goal that is like depending on yourself, so becoming the best version. And then some sort of goal that you can measure, like either you live in Denmark or you don't,
exactly,
right? Like, did you check that off the list? If you live outside of Denmark, you probably checked it off. Exactly. Has these goals like changed from when you started and up until now, or is it very much the same?
I wouldn't say they have changed overall. They have stayed the same, but some things I've added and some things I have like made more detailed. Like, of course, there's materialistic things, but it's not the things that I would say matters the most. So I think some things I've just added and some things I've seen is possible. So I've just turned up the volume. Yeah. If you could say so, if I have set a revenue goal, I've seen what's possible. So I've just turned it up because the bigger the goal, I know that I will put in more work. Yeah.
And that is very true. And I promise you it will keep being like that.
Yeah.
But you will also notice that the fundamentals stays the same. Yeah. You know, like it's always about bettering yourself. And then you realize by bettering yourself how much you're capable of. Yeah. And then your goals becomes bigger. And that is cool, right? Yeah. And then you have, of course, giving back to your family. And then you also realize with the revenue going up and you becoming a better person that it's actually possible to give back. And then you don't want to stop there, right?
No.
And same thing with materialistic stuff. If you're a person that enjoys that, you also, by looking at other people, and especially now that you're here in Dubai as well, like I think that is the place on earth where there is the most materialistic stuff ever.
Definitely.
So I think it's good that you like step out of your comfort zone, like see what's possible, like kind of like take inspiration from everything, and then just like take it back to your own fundamentals, and then set goals.
Yeah,
it's like the best thing you can do.
Yeah, I agree.
That's good. What's on your plan like for the next few months here when you're coming back to Denmark after your little vacation here? Do you have anything like any specific goals or things that you're looking forward to getting back to and working on?
Of course, like boring, I look forward to getting back to my routines. But yeah, as always, when you're in the routines, I feel like it's the best place to be because you just run and it becomes day-to-day life and you just keep going. And I feel like when I'm in my routines for the longest and when I really put in the work, that's where I feel like I see the most results, and also when I feel best. Yeah. Because if I do not check off the list, the things on my to-do list, it's a tough feeling. Yeah. So I just look forward to coming back and just doing the work and hopefully seeing some more results soon, and then just traveling and work. That's really what I enjoy doing a lot.
That's nice. That's some good next few months. Yeah. Like it's always good. Like being back in the routine, then traveling a bit, clear your head, light work, and then back in the routine again with another perspective because you just took a little step away from your business. I think if you can continue that loop and then still be very good at like putting in the work, then it's very natural where you'll end up. So I think definitely just keep going. And of course, do you have any tips for like any female entrepreneurs? I think because in short form society, we're like we're male dominant, of course. Yeah. Probably because I'm the face of it and I'm a male. And as you said, people resonate with either a messaging or the way that you portray yourself and these things. But I think as you also realize, like the agency space and like the online space is just dominated by males, right? And not really dominated, but like there's just more people. I think maybe 70 or 80% of people are men, and there's nothing against that or nothing for it or whatever. But like, do you have any tips for like females? Because I think it's hard for me to put myself in your shoes. Like for example, I have a girlfriend, I have a sister, so I know how you females think a bit differently than I do to like different situations and these kind of things. But I think it would be cool to hear from you. Like, do you have any tips on females that like want to get into the space, but they maybe don't feel like they don't know quite yet where to start or who to listen to and these kind of things?
I think a common thing also when working with other females is that you tend to overthink it a lot and just make up scenarios in your head that's probably not going to happen. And just again, I would just say to myself 6 months ago that just do it, and then quit the questions and stop thinking so much about it, and then just do it, because it's not that bad. No. It's really not that bad. You're gonna learn something. It's gonna be hard, and you're gonna fail so many times. Yeah. But you're only gonna learn from it, and if you just keep going, it's impossible that you not see results. Yeah. So really, again, kind of simple answer, but just do it. And again, I've seen other females, of course, on ads as well. But I feel like the thing that made the difference for me was the thing that you portrayed on social media was big goals and big things in life and building something for yourself, where I feel like other females probably tend to set smaller goals because they don't know quite what's possible. And also, again, it is male dominated a lot of places on the business. Yeah. And so just do it, try it out. Yeah. It's I would say it's the same for males and females. Yeah. I work with females because that's what I feel like is also what I enjoy the most. So that's what I do. I have some male clients as well, but I enjoy working with females. So you can do it as you want. You know, also work with males, but I've just done it the way that I feel is the nicest way, and what I like to do right now might change. I don't know, but for now,
exactly. This, yeah. So quit the overthinking.
Yeah, and really.
And then just do it.
Yeah, because it's all the things that I questioned before starting. Like none of them was actually a thing or something that was that bad, if you could say so. Yeah. So just quit the overthinking and just do it.
Because it will be uncomfortable, right? But then you just push through it, and then you realize, it didn't hurt, and it actually turned out pretty well.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's a very good tip, and especially what you said, but you can shape your own business, right? Because what we teach is, of course, it's not trading or these kind of things. It's very fundamentals when it comes to just marketing, sales, how to take care of yourself, how to build a business that is evolving around bringing value, delivering a service, selling your time and knowledge, right? And then, as you said, you can just take that foundation and then you can work with anyone. Yeah. So if you want to have a female-focused client base, you can do so. If you want to have both, you can do so. If you want to only work with men or ex-coach or ex-expert, you can do so. So I think that's a good tip. Yeah. And you mentioned that it was a few things in your head when you started out. What is this? Can you remember some of the examples of what you mentioned? I was really much about the guarantee and what I was guaranteed to achieve and what I could get in return. But really, if I were in a situation where I was able to get the guarantee, I wouldn't take it. Yeah. And I also think I said that to Anton when starting. I don't want to take the guarantee at all, even if I haven't achieved the things, because it would be such a loss and such a bad feeling, because I don't even think it's possible not to see results if you just do the things that you tell us to do or you say is the right thing. So that was really the biggest thing, I would say. So because it is an investment, but using those money to buy something else is not going to change your situation. You're still going to be in the same position where you're not happy. So might as well invest them in yourself. That's the most valuable thing you have. And you only have yourself if we have to be critical. So yeah. And exactly. That is spot on, because I could take away your clients now, and then tomorrow you knew exactly how to go out and get them again. Yeah. Exactly. And exactly what to do or what to write and what to deliver and what to charge and how to sell. So these things are just things that no matter what you do in life, you'll have these skill sets, and nobody can take that away from you, right? Exactly. The only thing that people can never take away from you are the things that you know. Yeah. And that's also what we know. We know that the guarantee works, but we also know that after 2 or 3 months of working with us, you don't give a shit about the guarantee. No. Because you've turned into another person, a better person, a person that takes more responsibility, a person with a better skill set, more broad skill set, sees the world a bit differently because they've also spoken to like-minded people, they've learned some stuff, they've done a lot of uncomfortable things. So you don't care about the guarantee. Yeah. But the guarantee is really good when you're sitting there and feeling very uncomfortable. is this gonna work?
Yeah,
like, can I do this? And then it's like, it's kind of like a trust thing from us. It's like, hey, we bet on you.
Yeah.
Like, we know that you can do it, Filippa. Just take the leap of faith, work with us, and then we promise you that you'll be happy, right?
Yeah.
And you're a good example of that. So we appreciate that, of course. That's cool. Do you have any other things that you want to like add or put in or mention or anything?
I would say just do it. Stop thinking so much about it, and then just put yourself in a situation where you can't lose. If you, of course, decide to take the leap of faith and do it, just as fast as possible, put yourself in a situation where you can't lose. It's going to be probably the most uncomfortable thing you will...
Not probably, but
it is going to be.
It will be.
Yeah, it will be. So just try to do that, and then you will slowly start to see that it's actually coming together, and it is possible.
I think it's good. That's a good advice to end it on. And I think it was a good interview. Like I think we learned a lot about you, like your story from working a full-time job, taking a leap of faith, quitting, and really putting yourself out there with like some social proof, with, like telling everyone that you knew about your journey, and also posting on social media, then really doing the dirty work and a lot of work in a few months, and then seeing kind of like the fruits and you harvesting them from those 2 or 3 months of a lot of work, I know. And then signing 3 clients in a week, and now just running a healthy agency, right? With like 3 or 4 clients on board, good cash flow, like happy clients, and a good routine. And I think it's cool to like have followed that journey from the Filippa that joined back in October and didn't have camera on the weekly calls and didn't ask questions. And now you're always there and also asking questions, and just seeing like your confidence as well, and like the way that you speak and your social media and the clients and these kind of things. Like I think that is, from our end, like that's the coolest thing. Then we don't really care if you make money. So, but hey, you do. So I think that is also cool.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you taking the time for the interview as well. And I hope that you'll enjoy the last few days that you have left here in Dubai.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
I gotcha. And if you want to learn more about Filippa, I'll just drop a link to all of your social media. If you have any questions, I think they can just reach out to you.
Of course, yeah.
It doesn't have to be about short form society. It can also just be life and business, or Filippa, what do you think I should do? Should I do this or should I not? Because I know that you're also a helpful person and also helps out in the community and these things. So I think if that's cool, then I'll just link it below.
Yeah, I'm happy to help.
That's cool. And if you enjoyed the interview, please give us some feedback also below. Yes. I still don't know where this will be posted, but please give some feedback. And there'll probably also be some information about short form society in the description if you're keen or interested in learning more. And that is it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Filippa.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice. Rigtig godt.
Perfekt.
Det var da klasse. Hvor lang tid tog det, tror vi?
Det ved jeg ikke.
25, måske 30. Ja. Done, sir. Det var godt.
Ja.
Det var rigtig godt.
Det var godt at høre.
Du fik sagt nogle gode ting.
Ja, altså, det er meget simple ting. Det er jo nok også det, man hører fra alle andre. Men det er også, altså, jeg tror, det handler heller ikke om at opfinde den